You're a superstar. You're a superstar. That's just who you are. I can see you glow, shining from afar. Passion in your heart, fire in your eyes. But you wanna rise, lighting up the sky. You're a superstar. That's just who you are. I can see you glow, shining from afar. Passion in your heart, fire in your eyes. Plus you wanna rise, lighting up the skies. You're a superstar. Good morning, and grand rising to each and every one of you. If you're looking at my face, you see me on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and I am right here in my favorite place every single morning at 5 a.m. on Clubhouse, Breakfast with Champions, the #1 morning show. So I want us to start sharing this room out in the hallway because this is the best show. We're going to wake you up and give you so much motivation. I could barely sleep last night. I had so much on my mind. I was just so motivated. So I'm so excited to share that and pour that into each and every one of you. When you come into our space, we're going to motivate you. We're going to educate you with the tools, the skills, and the strategies to make all your dreams, goals, and everything you want to come true when it comes with finances, your business, your relationships, everything. And lastly, the inspiration. And I love the inspiration. I just really want to give a great big thank you to this space. We are here Monday through Saturday, 5 a.m. till about 1 o'clock during the week. And the hosts that come on here, they are just amazing. And I just love them all. I love to start off my sessions with how was your weekend little check-in. But before I get there, I just want to scroll down and say good morning to everyone. And if you heard my goal last week, I said for the month of August, I want us to just ramp up, because we usually have about 100 people in the room when we get started at 5:30 with Glenn. But by the end of August, I want us at 200. So I need everyone's help. Veronica, who just came in the room, I need your help. Annie, I need your help. Regina, Jim Babe. Hey there, Jim Babe. Hello, Felicia. So if we could all just share the room, and I want to say good morning to that. Looks like you're new to Clubhouse and new to our room. Fumi, welcome. Mommy, welcome back to America. Keep sharing out the room. I want to say good morning, Yahoo. Hello, Maria, Ram, Barrett, Angelica, Tony T. Good morning. And also remember, we have that chat on the side. So we want to let you know that everyone has a seat at the table, which means you just raise your hand with that little button on the side and you come up and ask your question. Of course, we all want to say good morning to Kim Farr because she was amazing. And let me tell you, in-person events, amazing. I met Kim there when we were at some event. I don't know, Linnell Burns. Linnell, so great. Renee told me you called her last night. And that shows you how this app it's bigger than this app. It's pure love. Because if you came in on Friday, I covered for Kim Walsh Phillips, and we were talking about Renee and her dog who passed away. And Linnell, I don't know if I was supposed to say this. I'm sorry. Guys, I can't keep my mouth shut. I just talk. But Linnell, I hope it's okay. I don't know if you're on stage. Thank you so much for reaching out to Renee. Are you there, Linnell?
Here goes Tina. Good morning, beautiful lady.
Good morning.
It was absolutely my pleasure to talk to Renee yesterday, so thank you very much.
Yes.
And I wanted to come in and support you this morning, so here I am, and I'm just excited to hear what you have to share.
Yay. Thank you so much. And the support is so important. Sometimes in life, all you have to do is show up. All you have to do is smile, say thank you. That's all you need to do. Mary Kim, good morning. Christina, hello. I want to hear from you. So we have some time for 2 or 3 people, Tony T, whoever it is, on mic, and share your highlight for the weekend. I would love to hear it. Don't all speak at once. It's okay. It's okay. I know I don't wake you up yet. It's all right. All right, here we go. Unmic. If you're on the stage, I want you to unmic. And if you're not on stage, come up on stage. It's time for some morning extra motivation. All right. I need you to get excited. Why are you getting excited? 1, because you're alive. The one thing I hate is when, you say good morning to someone, how you doing? I'm like, I'm fine. Some people dread Mondays. But for me, I don't know if it was listening to Eric Thomas for so long with, thank God it's Monday. But for me, every single day just kind of rolls into another, and it feels like a Friday, Saturday party every day of the week. So when I unmic, look at Ramon changed his photo, guys. Look at it. He looks super happy.
All righty. Samira's giving me some fire. So when I say juice, I want you to say get fired up. I know it's a lot of words. So unmic, everyone, unmic, unmic. I'm pulling Renee and Veronica in with me. They're on live with me. So when I say juice, mute yourself, mute yourself. Come on now. I don't know what's going on there. When I say juice, you say get fired up. Are you guys on mic? Come on, Fiona. Come on, Andy. Come on, Don, Bella, babe. Ready? I'm going to say juice. You get fired up. Here we go. Juice. Juice. One more time. One more time. Juice. One more time. Juice. Yes, yes, yes. That's what I'm talking about. What does juice mean? Juice means join us in creating energy. I don't know if I told you guys, years ago, I used to work for you probably saw them, the perfume people selling fake perfume out on the streets. I used to do that. I ran an office. I ran a lot of offices. I kicked booty with that. And I had to motivate the people. And I would do this cheer like, juice, get fired up. Say juice, get fired up. Say what? So I need us fired up in this morning because we're alive, because we get to share this gift. All right, we're at 48 people. It's okay. I know we're still getting through it. It's not a holiday, so let's share this room out. Today's topic, I'm loving today's topic, but I need to hear from one or two more people for their highlight of the weekend. Veronica, on the screen with me, what's your highlight of the weekend? Go for it, Mama.
Good morning, champions. This is Veronica Atkins. I am so excited. It is a Monday. We are all in our God-given purpose. We are changing lives. That alone was highlight of my week. Just having people reach out to me within the disability community and telling me that they're ready to have their voice. And I'm like, yes, that's Lord, whatever you want me to do, Lord. Whenever I'm serving God's will and I see God just doing his thing, I get excited. So I want all of you leaders to get excited because every time you make the sacrifice to get on this app, you are changing one more person's life. And I absolutely believe what Marvin says. There's no entrepreneur that gets left behind. We are doing big things, and I'm so excited. Y'all know me. Just breathing makes me excited. So.
I love it. I love it. And I just want to share with you guys as well. You know, I have my podcast and I'm going into season 2 and I'm loving it more and more. My podcast is called Mind, Body, and Soul Awakening. And it's stories of people that have gone through tragedies and turned them into triumphs. But for season 2, I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into my personal stories of my traumas. And I asked Veronica to join me. And yesterday we did a live and we actually did the first episode. And she said to me, now, Tina, I know we want to share these stories, but can we just talk uplifting and give all the good stuff? And then she says, we can do this on a beach or whatever. I say that to say the episode was so amazing. It was all about tools that you can use to move through grief. And it was absolutely amazing. And I just want to talk really quick to Ramon and TM and Pastor Jeff, when you guys were talking about not having the support or whatever. So, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't have time to do all that makeup. All I do is a red lip. So if you're looking at it, my lip is popping, but the lipstick got on my tooth, is all on my hand. It's just being a woman. It's beautifully wonderful. I just wanted to share that. You guys don't have to worry about makeup or hair. So I thought, I just wanted to share that. That's all.
Hey, Tina.
Yes.
I know there's a short amount of time. And I'll say this as brief as I can, because in case you're live. But you don't know the time, the struggles that we men go through. When I wake up and I look at my hair, Tina, it's not easy as you think. Do you know what it's like? Just to splash water in your face and get the crust off one's eyes. That's not a joke. You're laughing, but that's a serious thing that we go through. It takes us at least 37 seconds at least to complete our beauty routine. So I'm going to push back on that.
I'm going to stay here with you because I saw a picture with your hair. Was that from 1970?
Yes,
an afro?
Yes, ma'am.
It looked great. Let me tell you guys, I love social media. It's like my therapy. And that's part of, what I was talking about in my podcast. You can look at it there. But today I want to share with you 3 things that you can do to bring you joy in your business or in life when you're going through a grief time in your life. And I am so excited and so happy that I'm finally to a point. Okay, I'm close to it. And Mary Lynn called me out. And I love her about this. Has anyone ever gotten called out on something you did and you may have not known it was wrong and they actually called you out? I'll tell you my example and I would love to hear yours. So years ago, when I first lost my son, I would get on social media. That was my therapy. And I would just go wild. And if someone had a problem, like they lost their job or whatever, well, that's nothing. What if you lost a son? You know, I was bad. So this weekend I went to Barnes & Noble because I was so excited about my book and I'm looking for books. And I saw a book and it was called Warrior Mom. And I got excited because if you ever hear me say I'm a warrior mom, and she put the struggles of a mom with a child with autism. And I actually deleted the post because I was like, maybe it was a live. No, it was a live, definitely. And I just pretty much said, well, that's not a warrior mom, because for me, my definition is, and she inboxed me and, you know, she just pretty much checked me in a nice way, but it hurt, guys. It hurt my heart. I was like, who does she think she is? Da, da, da. And I was like, Tina, pause, listen. And I was like, she's right. You know, when you have a voice, you just can't go spewing out whatever you hear. So I said, thank you so much for that, Mary Lynn. And, you know, she's always there. How do you feel about that, Mary Lynn? Thank you. Thank you, Mama.
Well, I just know your heart, and I know that you wouldn't want anyone else to feel less than during their struggle. I know you're in pain. I would be in pain. I am not a warrior mom. My son, I have no struggles with my child in that way. He was biracial. He's biracial, but still that wasn't a struggle for me. So, but you don't know what some parent has been through when they have to go to bat to fight for their children's right. We talked about in TM's room yesterday, to even learn, you know, to get an education or fight for their medical rights, or they have to fight and go to the mat too. So that makes, to me, in my heart, that's a warrior also. So I just was like, hey girl, you know, don't discount somebody else's struggle. So, you know, that's not what you're all about. So I'm glad you received it so well, but it just had to be shared. And I think when you do it with love from the right space, you get the response I got. So thank you.
Yeah, it took me a few seconds. I was like, wait a minute, listen. Has anyone ever gone through that where they got called out on something? I would love to hear. If so, on mic. If not, I'm going to go on with my topic. All right, let me look at the top. We're doing another reset, guys, because we're at 70 people in the room. We need at least 100. Glenn's going to be here in about 20 minutes. And today's topic is pretty fire. I have a couple people with me to support me this morning in case, you know, I just like the conversation. I think Ramon thought of this idea when he was doing it. You know, I see TM's got, what's her name? I'm getting a brain freeze. Help me out. The fitness lady. I know her so well. TM, who do you talk with on Tuesdays? Dr. Tanger. Thank you, Dr. Tanger. I know her so well. Okay. So today, coping with grief while trying to stay focused on your goals can be a challenging journey, but it's essential to find ways to continue moving forward despite the pain. Here are 3 strategies to help you stay focused on your goals during your times of grief. What I was going to say, my point with the Mary Lynn thing, was I am at a place, I am so happy, guys, where I'm not that angry woman. You know, this Friday will be my sonny boy's birthday. He would have been 29. And usually I would post the newspaper, not the newspaper, the articles from, my gosh, I would post the video from all the news channels, everything, because it was all over the news everywhere. And I would just relive that. And it's like, I wanted other people to relive it. I'm like, Tina, that's not fair. That's not nice. And I just want to be joyous and happy that I had those 21 years. So I am so grateful that I'm at a place where I'm not in that downward slope. And I want to give a lot of the tribute to my tribe, the people that I'm around, and just supporting one another. It takes time. And it's funny, chat is pretty good, because the way I set up my segments on Mondays is I'll write everything I want to do, and then I'll ask chat just to, you know, see what they have to say. And my first answer, my first reply, we were in sync. So the number 1 tip that you want to do is practice self-compassion and allow yourself to heal. So important. Recognize that grieving is a natural and necessary process. Be kind to yourself and avoid setting unrealistic expectations during this difficult time. Understand that your productivity and focus may fluctuate, and it's okay to take breaks when needed. Allow yourself to grieve and process your emotions without judgment. So important. Acknowledge that healing takes time, and be patient with yourself as you navigate through this period of grief. As you know, I'm finishing off the final touches of my book, and it seems like the closer I get to finishing, the more ideas I get. So it's like I have a whole nother thing I put in there. And yesterday, I'm at Renee's right now because we work better when we're closer. And I'm like, she's like, okay, when are we going to eat? When are we going to take this break? I said, no breaks. We break when we're dead. No. And then I had a phone call and it just threw me for a loop. And I was like, oh. And I was like, I don't want to do anything but get in bed and go into a ball. And then right after that, because I know Renee, she's still learning me. You know, she's known me for 2 years. So I was like, Renee, don't let me fall down this rabbit hole. Keep me accountable. Keep pushing me no matter what. So when I got to her place, she's like, okay. She said it with a soft voice. What's our time check? People are waiting for the book. So I just want to thank Renee. That's my example of how you have to give yourself grace. Renee, what are your thoughts on that topic? We'd love to hear from you. On mic. Any day now, girlfriend. Come on, hustle.
I'm taking care of her job, but she is so spot on. But yes, I'm learning the intent was there. I just need to get from the diaphragm and get in your face and scream at you.
I love it. I love it. I said to her, I need you to be me, Renee. I don't need you to be you. I need you to be me for me. That's why we have coaches. That's why we have to motivate and uplift one another. And Veronica does that to me all the time. I love her like cooked food. All right, tip number 2. Here we go. We're at 72 people. We're climbing, guys. Ooh. Is my mother in the building? Is Janice in the building? All right. I see my mother. Good morning, mommy. All right, tip number 2. By the way, give my mother a follow. Miss Hattie there. You see, she doesn't love me. She doesn't have me in her photo. She's got my daughter. She's got my niece. But I'm a hush. Tip number 2. I'm joking, by the way, mommy. Don't get her feelings. Break goals into smaller, manageable steps. Divide your larger goals into smaller, achievable tasks. Grief can sometimes make it challenging to concentrate on extensive or long-term objectives. Breaking them down into manageable steps can make the process less overwhelming. Focus on accomplishing one task at a time, celebrating each small success along the way. These small wins can boost your motivation and help you gradually regain your focus and momentum. This goes with business, with life, with everything that you want to do. Veronica, when you hear that, what goes through your bones when you heard me say that right there? Would love to hear.
I needed this about breaking goals into smaller, manageable steps, because I feel like I get so excited about something, and sometimes I feel like I'm setting unrealistic goals. And I had to learn this with my father. It's like I felt like, oh, you're supposed to be this strong, independent woman. Just heal already. And it's been like a year, and I'm just now starting to get my sanity back. And it's been a year. So for those of you that are new to the room, the one thing I really love about our club is that we genuinely love and support one another through anything. This is a no judgment space. This is a space where people can heal and grow, not just business-wise, but spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. We literally are just welcoming you all with like warm, loving arms. So that's what I have to work on. Breaking it down to smaller steps, and that's what I appreciate about you. I'm a work in progress, and I'm so grateful you're my coach, because that's what I need to do. Just like break them down to smaller steps, not just go to the straight to the main goal. That's what I need to do. So thank you so much for sharing that.
Yes, I totally get it, Veronica. And I was just like you when it's been 7.5 years, since my son was taken away from me in the very beginning. I wanted instant, to feel better. The next day I went to his shop and I'm like, we're opening the shop, and everyone's like, what are you talking about? And I said, if Jamal was alive, he would want the store open. So I was just on go from the next day, and I had to realize it takes time. And if anyone in here has ever lost a loved one, I hate to tell you, but this first year is hard, but the second year is even harder. And I spoke to other women to share that with me. And the reason why the second year is even harder is because that acceptance comes in. The first year, you're like, oh, he's on vacation. Oh, he's at the park. And it's like you kind of forget that the person's not with you any longer. And then the second year, it's like, okay, it's their birthday. They're not here. And I want to invite you to do something for them. So Veronica, when your second year comes, celebrate it. Yes, it's going to be tough. That's why every single August and February, it's like this magnet attracts me to New Jersey. Maybe it's Molly saying, yo, ma, come check me, and I just got to go to New Jersey. So celebrate the wins and just be grateful for everything. I do want to welcome all these beautiful pink tickets. You guys look amazing. NC Lex, Faith, Raquel, Jennifer, Lorna, Edna, Jay, Prince, and Muzzin. I am Tina. stars. Tina MLC, welcome, welcome. And you're in the Breakfast with Champions. This is the #1 morning show. We're here Monday through Saturday, 5 a.m. I'm here every Monday to motivate you. Grab a ticket at the top and let's share this room out, because the amazing Glenn Lundy, he's the founder of this room. He's the one who started this. He got it going. By the way, he's on my podcast. Amazing. Make sure you tap in. You can click that link at the top. Go to my LinkedIn and you'll see my podcast. You'll also see my YouTube channel if you want to see your faces. And I want you to come see my red lip because it's popping. That's the only thing I have on today is a red lip, because ain't nobody got time for all that. No, that's horrible. You know what I mean. It's just a red lip. That's all I have. Okay, tip number 3. Here we go. Seek support and share your goals. Grief can feel isolating, but it's essential to lean on the support of others. Share your goals with close friends, family members, or a support group. Vocalizing your intentions can provide a sense of accountability and encouragement. Additionally, sharing your grief journey with others who have experienced similar losses can create a sense of understanding and empathy, making you feel less alone. Surround yourself with people who uplift and support you during this challenging time, helping you stay connected to your aspirations. And that's why I think I really gravitate towards New Jersey in August and February, because so much love. Like someone was reaching out to me, are you going to New Jersey? I'm going to fly out there just to see you. And it's just having the people there to give you their warm arms and have a purpose. You know, I started a nonprofit in honor of my son because he was always giving back to the community. And my nonprofit is to support young men. And sometimes I know you guys get tired of hearing me say this, but you have no idea how grateful I am for TM, because last year I had a vision to get sneakers to send to Nigeria in honor of him. And when he was murdered, there was a room he had there of used sneakers, because what he would do when people came to buy sneakers, the sneakers were pretty expensive in the shop. And he would take their old sneakers, and I think he was just doing this to make them save money. And there was a room with about 100 pairs of sneakers in it, and it was all mixed up. And I remember one night my mother and I went in there and we put them in order, you know, in pairs, because he would just throw them in the closet. And we were literally crying. It was at least 100 pairs. And I said to his partner, I was like, I want to send these to Africa. I never got the sneakers. So, you know, that last year, Renee was like, well, Tina, you always wanted to do this. So I opened my big old mouth and I said, I want to collect 100 pairs of sneakers, blah, blah, blah. But then I started getting scared. I was like, whew, that's a lot. Then I got to get the money to raise the money and I kept my mouth shut. And then I'd actually asked TM and a few other people from Clubhouse to meet me in Georgia. And TM hit me up one day and I didn't mention my sneaker drive on Clubhouse. And he's like, why didn't you say anything? And I said, well, I don't want to, think people I'm asking them for money. And, he just stopped me. He said, do you realize what you're doing? And he encouraged me so much, because I started closing my mouth. I was like, no one's going to remember. No one's going to remember I said I was going to do this. Let me tell you guys, so much inspiration from that conversation. I went from 100 pairs to 300 pairs. We're taking them in December along with a bag. Maria, she donated money as well in honor of her mother. So my point is, when you have a dream, share those thoughts with other people, because they can help you get it done. I would like to hear from anyone who's on stage. Actually, let me wrap everything up before I close this session today. If you're just coming in, I gave 3 things that you can do to cope with grief while you want to stay focused. Like, we all have goals, we have businesses, life goes on. You can't stop. At least I can't stop. I can only speak for myself. I cannot stop because I'm in pain, because I'm hurting, because there's always something happening in life, right? And for me, I can only speak for myself. Every week something happens. So the first thing you want to do is practice self-compassion and allow yourself time to heal. Number 2, break your goals down into smaller steps. Number 3, seek support from others. Remember that grief is a personal process, and there is no right or wrong way to grieve. Your emotions may ebb and flow, but by practicing self-compassion, breaking goals into smaller steps, and seeking support, you can navigate through grief while staying focused and staying excited and motivated while working towards your goals. Allow yourself the time and space you need, and know that healing is possible. And that's while you're going through that loss. So just remember that. And in a couple of weeks, you'll be able to purchase my book, which is going to give you some more insights. So we have about 6 minutes. We have 84 people. I like the way we're rising up. Let's do an intentional share. And if anyone would like to share their thoughts, comments, on mic right now for me, please say your name and share your thoughts.
It's Mary Kim.
Hi, Mary Kim Love.
Hi, good morning, Tina. One, I'm super proud of you for receiving Mary Lynn's suggestion in a positive way. That is such big growth for you, so I'm so proud of you and the launch of your book, so congratulations. I want to share, because grief is not only losing a loved one, grief can also be a diagnosis of any kind. It also is a loss of any relationship. So I'm glad that Mary Lynn shared that with you, because a lot of parents who have different diagnoses or outcomes of their children or anyone else, Alzheimer's, losing a loved one, like it's layers. Grief is layers. And so that's why, and it's not talked about enough, where a diagnosis of your child is grief. And it's a different grief. I've experienced grief since I was 12. And having my son diagnosed while I was pregnant, I had grieved him while loving him while I was pregnant. And so it happened. So grief looks different for many people in many ways. So thanks for the segment. I'll yield the mic.
I love it. We love Mary Kim. And, you know, she supported me on my sneaker journey. Her son actually made a card for, you know, a letter for the boys. So thank you so much, Mary Kim. I heard someone else. On mic, please say your name.
Tina Burns. First of all, I want to thank you this morning for this segment and the fact that grief is not something that you can put a time frame on. My son, he was 16 when his girlfriend got pregnant and with the baby. Up until 33 weeks, he was born prematurely and ended up having to be intubated in the hospital, and the doctor made a mistake. The intubation that was supposed to have my grandson breathe properly was actually the intubation killed him. And so that was about 8 years ago. And my son, he still goes through the grief every time his birthday comes around. And the thing of it was, he had two things that happened that same year. His father died the year before, and then his son died about almost a year to the day. And so we're still in the process with him of grieving, because he's a man and he doesn't always like to share his feelings. But I think what Kim said was so valid in the fact that there's different types of grief, and sometimes we will grieve our children as they're alive because what they're going through as well. So I'll go ahead and mute out. Oh, actually, I also wanted to share tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be having a webinar for single mothers who have gone through the journey on their own. And also I'll be sharing some tips on how we've been able to overcome emotional issues as well. So you guys can go to my website, LynnelleBurns.com, if anyone is interested. It's absolutely free of charge, and I hope it helps someone. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Lynnelle. There's one more thing I want to add to the three, and the third one, well, whatever, it's going to be faith and prayer. That helps so much, just really strengthening your faith. Did anyone else want to share anything before I close out? If so, on mic, say your name.
Oh, hi, it's Nene. I really feel like this is a safe space to share, so thanks for sharing. And the faith and prayer is very essential for sure. And using for me, the grief of my mum passed away in my arms, and I was her carer, and then my younger brother passed away, my younger sister. So what I try and do now is honor their memory, I guess, by traveling and being the best person I can be. And now I'm going to volunteer as a paramedic 20 hours a month. So it can be like 2 days out of the month where I, learn how to do resuscitation, which I've already learned.
Nene, thank you. We have to switch over for Glenn Lundy in a hot second, but thank you so much for that. Also, I want to give Janice a shout out. She had her event this weekend in Bermuda. And I just wanted to close by saying, it's not me. Nene, sorry I had to cut you off. It's definitely God working through me, and Veronica actually opened my eyes to that, because I was just like, sometimes it's a bit draining, but I have to realize, she said, Tina, you're not speaking. Don't take your energy. Let God speak through you. And I could never understand when pastors would say, oh, I have a calling, but I get it now. You know, I would love to say I do social media, I do this, but fortunately, I am your trauma, life, and health coach. If you're looking for someone to take you from good to great to amazing, tap in. Every Monday night, we have our accountability calls. You can just tap into the link up above. And I want us to share the room one more time. Good morning, Pastor Jeff. By the way, if you heard my song in the very beginning, that was from the wonderful Tony with the Keys. We're at 94 people. So intentionally on my count, I'm going to count to 4. And on 4, I want everyone to share this room. So when Glenn opens his mouth, we clearly have about 100 people in here. So I'm going to go with a 1, with a 2, with a 3, with a 4. Share it out. Share that room. Share it out. Make some noise. Give it up for Glenn Lundy. Good morning, Glenn. How are you today? Good morning.